Welcome back, everyone, and let's continue with more activities. Kix is an amapiano DJ. He is hired to go play at a birthday party. The cost of hiring him is given by the following formula. Cost is equals to 500 plus 120 rands multiplied by the number of hours. So C represents the total cost and H represents the number of hours he plays. He charges a fixed or a once-off amount of 500 rand and thereafter an additional, so we'll add 120 per hour. It means over there we multiply by the number of hours that he plays. So there is our table. We know x-axis independent and dependent. Two missing values. Use the formula above to calculate the missing value A and B. The nicest thing about this question is that the formula has already been constructed for us. So we're not going to make mistakes. We're going to substitute and get the answer. Multiply by H. So let's substitute. We say 500 plus 1,200. Remember, we are looking for A. So we're going to use that value over there, which is multiply by 2 hours. Let's take out our calculators and get the answer. We're going to say 500 plus 120 multiplied by 2 hours. Kix will be paid 740 rands. So let's calculate B. We're going to use the same formula again. So we say C, which is cost, is equals to 500 rand plus 120 multiplied by H for hours. So let's substitute. Where we see C, which is cost, it is now going to be replaced by that 980, which will be equals to 500 plus 120 multiplied by the number of hours, which is B. Let me just open space here. Then we have 980. So we're going to transpose this 500. It is positive. When it comes this side, it becomes negative. So it will be 980 minus 500, which is equals to these two are going to be multiplied. They will give us 120B. Remember, we want B alone. Therefore, we will divide by 120, which is the value that is sitting next to B. And observe the rule that says, what you do on the left-hand side, you also do on the right-hand side. They will cancel one another. Then we're going to get B being equals to, come on, let's calculate together, everyone. 980 minus 500, it gives us 480. And then we divide that by 120 because we are looking for the B, which is number of hours. So 480 divided by 120, it is 4 hours. Let me include H so that you can see here we were calculating hours. Moving along, use the values from the table to plot a graph. Now it is very important to determine where your graph will start. Now remember they said he charges a fixed amount of 500 rand. And we said whenever there's a fixed charge, that's where your graph will start. So it means this graph is going to start at that value there, at 500 rand. And if he plays for 1 hour, he will charge 620. So there is 620. There is 600, 620 will be just there. Will be somewhere here. And then, let me put it nicely on the grid. Yes. And then if he plays for 2 hours, he will charge 740. 700 is here. so 740 will be just here. And then if he plays for 3 hours, he will charge 860. Let's get where 800 is here, 860 will just be there, somewhere there. If he plays for 4 hours, he will charge 980. Let's get 900. So 8 will be just under 1,000 rand. If he plays for 5 hours, he will charge 1.1. Let me put this one. For 4 hours, we said it will be 980. So it's here. And then if he plays for 5 hours, he charges 9.1. It is right there. So let's connect our dots so that we can see what type of a graph does this represent. Let's connect. Because they were going up, we should get that nice straight line graph over there. When you connect the dots, it will go up like that. So there is that increasing relationship over there. Show with calculations how many hours did DJ Kicks play if he received 1,700. Remember, the 1,700 includes the fixed amount of 500. So we therefore need to subtract or remove that from the 1,700 first. So we're going to say 1,700 minus the fixed amount of 500. We are getting 1,200. So we know this amount, this variable amount represents the number of hours. So we know per hour he charges 120. So we're going to take the 1,200 and divide it by 120 to get the number of hours. So let's divide the 2. We then say 1,200 divided by 120. We can tell that he played for 10 hours. I'm sure this one was nice for you. Moving along, a school hires a bus for 3,500. The bus can carry a maximum of 65 passengers. The table below represents the relationship. All right, write down a formula to describe the relationship above. If we want to calculate cost, we will then say cost is equals to the total amount to be paid, 3,500, divided by the number of learners. That will be our formula. Use the formula to calculate the missing value A and B. Again, A represents cost. So where we see cost on the formula, we'll then say A is equals to 3,500 divided by the number of learners. In this case, we have 30 learners. So what is the value of A? We say 3,500 divided by 30. We get how many learners? No, it's the amount. So it will be 116 rand. It says 667. When we work with money, we always round off to 2 decimal places. In other words, each learner will pay 116 rand 67 cents. Let's first find B before we can move. B represents the number of learners if each pays 70 rands. So we're gonna say cost again. Cost is equals to 3,500 divided by N. Our cost in this case, each learner is going to pay 70 rands. Then we're gonna take 3,500 and let me see, and replace the N with B. We get that relationship of a ratio there. We're gonna cross multiply, so we say B times 70 rands, we get 70 rands B being equals to 1 times 3,500, it will give us 3,500. We need B alone, we divide by 70 rands both sides. Always observe the rule. Cancel those two, we get B is equals to, then we say 3,500 divided by 70 rands, it gives us 50 learners. All right, guys, I hope you are still with me and enjoying the lesson. Let's go for an ad break. I will see you after this.